Bruins had a 2-0 lead. The Habs came back, tied it up 2-2. With the last goal to tie things up just after minutes ago. So it'll be sudden death overtime for 5 minutes, 4-on-4. And then if nothing's solved after overtime, we'll move to a shootout. So it could come down to just one lucky pop back to the shot.
Absolutely. You've got the Habs forwards are usually, they're pretty nifty and pretty skilled, high risk, high reward. This may play to their advantage at this particular point with the extra ice and not changing on the fly. That being said, the Bruins are not too shabby with some young bucks in Brent Garbutt and Michael Taylor themselves. Chris Falco, even at his age, is very difficult to get the puck off of. So we'll see who wins this the skill-a-thon here in this overtime, and if we actually do get to a shootout.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how this plays out. The two teams looking like they traded positions with the Bruins with a 2-0 lead. And then the Habs were the team that came back and tied things up. So we're heading to OT, 5 minutes, 4-on-4.
Starting 4, it looks like Brendan Marsh and Mark Goulet, Pete Crawley, Kyle Scott for the Habs, Taylor, Bayless, Brian Moore, and McGowan for the Bruins. Face-offs and line changes are strategic, as Mike said. You cannot change on a whistle, so you better not get caught out gas. You better be unselfish to your team. Habs pick up the puck, heading across the Bruins blue line as Brandon Marsh tries to get it towards the net. Soft one chipped over Daryl Muscat, who gloves it and takes the whistle. Face-off will be the left of Muscat inside the Bruins zone.
And you mentioned already Brandon Marsh is a dangerous player. He's number 1 on the list for the Habs. If it does end up going to a shootout, he'll take the first shot.
A lot of guys with nifty mittens. We're going to see how this plays out. Face-off, Taylor and Goulet. Taylor wins. McGowan away, chips it out in a safe spot. Crawley picks it up, tries to chip it back in. Michael Taylor picks it up. A little choppy right now. Taylor picks up another loose puck, heading back into his own zone. He tries to chip it over to the D. Brian Moore with a puck. He's just trying to relieve the pressure. Puck's outside the Bruins blue line. Greenlee picks it up. He beats one defender. He's heading wide. He's getting a lot of special attention for good reasons. Again, a long shot. Not too difficult for Daryl Muscat. Does the right thing. Decides he's going to take the whistle and eats the puck.
Yeah, I mean, every guy out there right now wants to win, and it's only a t-shirt, but it's more bragging rights than anything. And you don't want to be that guy either that messes up and causes the game goal.
Absolutely. Like I said, Mike, some of these guys have never played a big game in their life, so hopefully this is their moment at this point. Face-off is Greenlee against Taylor. Taylor, nice job in the face-off circle, wins it clean. Brian Moore with a nice little high chip outside. Get the line change that they needed. Recovered by Crawley, snapped it up to Robbie Dion, and all of a sudden Chris Falco almost found himself in off of a chip puck in on his own. Falco takes it off of Pete Crawley, backhands it out front, there's nobody there. Garbutt picks it up, tries to chip it to his D, which he does successfully. Picked up by Matt McIntosh just outside his own blue line. He throws it over to Garbutt as they regroup. Garbutt in, he tries to slip it through the defender's legs. It's going back the other way. Just like we talked about, chipped out to Greenlee, breakaway, overtime, him and Muscat. He runs out of real estate and he's behind the net. Dave Brown picks up calmly the rebound, regroups it underneath the goal line for the Bruins, and he's looking to settle things down. Matt McIntosh picks up the puck. He fires over to his partner, Dave Brown. Takes it a nasty hop off the boards, and another nasty one out in the middle. The puck lies by center ice. Chipped in by Robbie Kieran, who heads for a change for the Habs. And now the puck is moving up the ice again. Dave Brown moves it to Brian Moore. Tarnicki over the blue line. Back to Moore in the drop pass. Moore beats one defender, steps into the slot. Moore shoots, and just wide. Here come the Habs the other way. Nifty mittens there, nifty mittens. Brendan Marsh beats one defender, takes a long shot, not too dangerous, fires it in. Kicked wide by Muscat. Tarnicki picks up the rebound, but there's a battle. Brendan Marsh is a dog on a bone trying to find it, tries to center it. It's going to go most of the length of the ice as it didn't hit its target. Puck is moved up the ice. Mango over to Marsh, high shot. It's just flagged down by Muscat to kill the clock and stop it.
We've got 2 minutes, 31 seconds left in overtime. 2 minutes and 31 seconds for one of these teams to decide things in OT. Otherwise, we're getting ready to go to a shootout where the first 3 shooters from each team have already been submitted. And I don't know if a championship game has ever gone to a shootout before.
Face off in the Bruins zone. Victor Bayless picks it up under his own net, chips it up. He's lost the stick, or it would have been a 3-on-2 for the Bruins coming up. Here comes Matt McIntosh with Michael Taylor. McIntosh over to Taylor. Taylor with a shot, kicked aside. Marini making sure that he's not going to give it up. Out front, the centering pass just misses Victor Bayless, who tries to hit the target, and it's a sprint for the puck. Greenlee almost away on his own again, but the Bruins defender gets back, takes it away. Victor Bayless crosses the blue line. He's by himself. He's starting to get some help at this point. Oh, loses the handle and has to regroup outside the Habs blue line. Here we go. McGowan takes a long shot. Glove saved by Marini. 1:50 on the clock. Face off to the right of the Habs goalie.
Well, this is an exciting finish for the season for sure. The championship game in overtime right now, and poised to be heading towards a shootout if we don't solve things in OT.
A lot of firepower on the ice. A shootout would be exciting. Garbett and Falco, and you've got Greenlee there and Goulet up front for both teams. Dave Brown and McGowan have had great games, and you got Wilson and Crawley on the back end for the Habs. Face-off won by Greenlee. Chipped around the boards. There's no one there right now. McGowan picks it up for the Bruins. Instead of dump it back in, turns away, sends it to his partner at the blue line, Dave Brown. Dave Brown down in the corner to Garbett. Reverse backhand pass. Doesn't quite hit the mark, and it's chipped out of the zone by the Habs. Chipped right back in by McGowan. Pete Crawley behind his net, steps out. And Crawley sends it up. Nice little outlet to the middle of the ice to Mark Goulet. Goulet being hounded by Falco. Up underneath the Bruins net as Goulet and Falco still battle. Back to the point for Robbie Kieran, who goes D-to-D to Cal Scott. Just throws a hard shot on net. Nice pad save there by Daryl Muscat. Puck is now coming the other way, chipped up. Just out of the reach of Chris Falco. The Bruins do the smart thing. Decide that they're going to make a line change, get some fresh units out there. Cal Scott underneath his own goal line. Sends it up. That one misses the mark. It looks like it's going to go for icing. Yeah, so we're going to have another face-off to the right of John Marini with 53 seconds to go.
Yeah, just under a minute left in overtime before we head to a shootout. And the shootout lists feature Brandon Marsh as the first shooter for the Habs, then Paul Greenlee and Rob Dion for the Bruins. It's Victor Bayless, Brett Garbett, and Chris Falco, the first three that we could be seeing in a shootout very shortly.
We have a timeout, Mike. One of the nuances, we don't get any timeouts in our league until the finals. So with a face-off to the right of John Marini, I think you might see a face-off play here at this particular point for the Bruins.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. I mean, it could be an unsung hero, something we're not expecting to get the winning goal, whether it's in the shootout or the overtime. Right now, it's a free-for-all as far as everybody who gets an opportunity doing the most with it.
Yeah, 100%. Chris Falk was really good on face-offs. I don't see him coming out here. The Bruins are sending out Joe Idle, Brian Moore, Matt McIntosh, and Drew Tarnicki.
Okay.
Greenlee does a nice job. Puck goes back underneath the Habs goal line as it's iced again, sent back down by the Habs. It's not going to make it all the way, and it's going to be picked up by Brian Moore, who turns behind the net, tries to chip it out. Paul Greenlee, ever present, picks up a puck, tries to throw in a net, doesn't quite get there as the Bruins turn it up and chip it out. Robbie Kieran intercepts that and throws it back in the Bruins zone. 30 seconds on the clock. Puck is chipped by Joe Idle at center in a dump, so there'll be no ice, and it's right on Marini anyway. Marini, great, fantastic puck handler, sends it the other way. It's a 3-on-2 for the Habs. Right to Greenlee, who takes a hard shot. Great save, Daryl Muscat. Picked off on the centering attempt by Dave Brown, and here come the Bruins. We got 12 seconds to go. We've got a 3-on-2. Dave Brown with a puck, loses the handle, picks it back up. He's looking for somebody out front. Can't quite get it there. John Marini with a stop. Oh, I think a little extra time come off the clock. I looked up at 2.2, but we got 1.7 left.
Right. Yeah, it looks more and more like we're going to head to a shootout. So stay tuned. We have no idea who's going to get the winning goal, what team's going to win. It's certainly exciting to see this come down to a shootout, possibly for the first time ever.
Puck is going to be dropped between Greenlee and Idle. Idle tries to win it on his back end. And that's it, folks. That'll be the end of overtime, and we are heading to that shootout, Mike.